Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to your own Silicon Valley Tech Talks show, your go to place to learn about technology trends and innovations directly from the leaders. This is your host, Faisal Bhattu from San Jose, California. In today's show, we'll learn about the overlaps between the worlds of AI and FinTech. In last few years, we have seen major leap forward in AI innovations, especially after the surge of Gen AI. At the same time, FinTech technologies such as blockchain have also been evolving rapidly. Some startups are doing really interesting work in trying to use AI strengths in fintech. We are fortunate to have Victor Fang as our guest today. Victor is CEO of AnChain.AI. AnChain.AI is utilizing AI to fight financial fraud and streamline the compliance process. So, without any further delay, let's go and talk to Victor and learn from his insights. Hello, Victor. Welcome to our show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Fasal, for inviting me here. It's amazing. And I keep hearing you are the Joe Rogan of Silicon Valley. Proud to be here.
Thank you so much. Uh, so, Victor, tell us about AnChain.ai. What is the core problem company is solving? What is unique value proposition, and what is the stage companies at right now?
So, AnChain.AI, we are building the AI product to fight financial crime and streamline the compliance. It's a $3 trillion problem in the financial crime space. To quote Janet Yellen, the former Secretary of the Department of Treasury, our customer, we are living in an explosion of the risks, right, related to fraud, money laundering, terrorist financing, and all that. And then it's growing two-dimensional. One is the more and more cases and crimes, and then they're getting more and more sophisticated. And cryptocurrency is the most sophisticated right now. We started the company 2018 in Silicon Valley, right? And we laser focusing on building AI products to solve this hard problem. It's great that we already have some proven track record in the space. Like for example, we are involved in those high profile attacks when it comes to DeFi and bridges and most recently the ByBit and all that, right? And then also another side of it is actually starting from last year, we're actually expanding the cryptocurrency crime investigation to the broader financial crime. The vision we have is the crypto crime may start with crypto, but it doesn't end with crypto. Yeah, that's the problem we're dealing with now.
I would love to hear about ByBit hack, which has literally shaken the crypto industry recently. It is the largest cybersecurity hack up to date that resulted in almost $1.5 billion worth of Ethereum. So tell us about the impacts of this on crypto industry and especially around the credibility of crypto industry and how can we counter these sort of attacks going forward in future.
Yeah. Hey, Fasal, this is a great question. And it's very timely. In fact, we just wrap up and published our tech report. And then in the past 7 days, the team has been like working nonstop, right? And then also with some support from the law enforcement, our partners and all that. So, okay. Most people may heard about, I mean, last Friday, this ByBit is a Asian, it's based in Asia, right? The crypto exchange got hacked. And like you said, $1.5 billion of Ethereum mostly, right? It's gone like that, like this. So, but let me share you something that most people may not know. Actually, based on our ancient AI technology, we find out 3 days ahead of the exploit that last Friday, basically last Tuesday, the malicious smart contract is already deployed on the Ethereum mainnet. Again, 3 days before the exploit. Okay, that's fascinating. I mean, to me, like those hackers, there's a lot of the intelligence are pointing to the Lazarus group, the North Korean hacker group, right? To me, based on our analysis and tactics and all that, it seems like they are very sophisticated. So it highly possible it's the Lazarus group from the North Korea, right? So 3 days ahead, right? Think about it. They deployed the bytecode, malicious bytecode, and the Friday they exploit it, and they call it back to that trap that they deployed 3 days ahead, right? To me, right? So this is actually another wake up call, right? This is the crypto is like based on our analysis is like $4 billion hack every year. Like last year was like $4 billion, like in DeFi and bridges and all that. So we're heavily involved in some of those high profile investigations. Right? But the most recent one is the Kyber swap case that just announced by the DOJ. That's a $60 million hack, right? So it's definitely very challenging and very different to defend digital asset, cryptocurrency, DeFi, other than your banking account or your enterprise data asset, because on the blockchain for digital asset, right, deploy on the blockchain, they are money. They are asset that you can liquidate globally. You can get an asset, you may get the money here in the US, but then you can liquidate in Singapore, like, and then in like Africa or anywhere. Okay. And that's become a global problem. And that's why we're working with the global regulator like FATF. Like next month, I'm invited again, right back to the FATF Paris to present our perspective and technology around all these different new cryptocurrency crimes. And then another thing, right? So I think that with the new administrations here in the US, right, it's going to be, we're expecting to see more innovation in the cryptocurrency, the private sector adoption in the US, right? So, but again, we have to have the right technology. And right now, AI is probably the only solution that works, that can defend with the more and more cases and then getting more and more sophisticated. And I think this ByBit case, although it happened in Asia, right, this is actually a wake-up call to the entire industry, not just in Asia, but even in the US, right? We have been working closely with our customers in the past few days. Is this entire attack actually the root cause was actually the AWS cloud being compromised, and the hacker was able to swap in the malicious JavaScript that can end up calling that malicious smart contract 3 days ahead. It's mind blowing. So we published the full report on our website. So feel free to take a look.
Victor, one of the counter argument I've heard from people is that if defenders have AI to use in their defense, attackers also have AI. So it's like fighting fire with fire, right? So do you believe that the AI which defenders will use will be more powerful, more sophisticated than the AI attackers might use?
Great question. And actually, 2 years ago in Silicon Valley, right, where I hosted the RSA Innovation dinner, right? And then we kind of, one of the panelists on my dinner, actually, David Katz from former Federal Reserve, my good friend, he also brought up the exact same question 2 years ago. The answer is AI is a technology. It's neutral. We shouldn't bet on like, hey, the hacker don't know how to use AI. That's a wrong hypothesis. It's rather to assume that, okay, so those guys now have access to the open AI, the GPT 3.5, or even the O1, O3. How can we better build a better AI to defend against it? My opinion could be biased because I always working on the white hat of the defender side, right? But to me, as enterprise solutions and all that, right? While AI knows the best about the parameters we're building. We know all the data assets. We know all the crypto wallets. And if you are a crypto exchange, we know all the different counterparty we're dealing with within my company where we deploy the Agentic AI solution or other AI solutions, right? And those are proprietary data that the hacker don't know. Actually, with the AI that deploy on premiums and then learn from proprietary data, I think we can definitely we can make the game much harder for the hacker to get in.
Cool.
Mhm.
Victor, what role do you see of AI agents in crypto and Web3 world? We are living in the age of AI agents, as you know. So I and my audience are very interested to learn about what are the top applications of AI agents in this space, and also are there any risks of using AI agents in these areas?
Wow, that's a that's $100 billion question. Okay, so I think, yeah, like you said, AI agent is the hottest technology right now in Silicon Valley. And I have a VC did a research. I think there's actually over 1,000 companies mention agentic AI. They're doing agentic AI right now, right? I mean, we are one of the little data point there. And especially after Satya, right, the Microsoft CEO, like talk about like in January, right, about like the SaaS is dead. That's not his original word, right? But he kind of hinted that, hey, anything that can be represented by CRUD, which is the database term, right, could be replaced by agentic AI. And a lot of the SaaS application are by definition CRUD, right? It's an application layer sitting on top of the data, right? To us, AI agent is a portfolio of experts good at certain verticals. For example, we have our cryptocurrency auto tracing agent and the crypto intelligence AI agent that can infer, okay, is this ByBit exchange or this is North Korea, like that, right? That's 1 billion edges out there. It's a tough problem. You have to use AI and machine learning to infer that. And then there was a smart contract AI agents there. So we built our portfolio about 16 of them. So sitting on top of that, right? And including some of them coming from the traditional finance, like we build our AI agent that can help you file SAR to the FinCEN, right? Our client, FinCEN. So we build an entire portfolio of that. AI agent is powered by the LLM and GPT. I mean, most of the LLM technology right now is a transformer-based model, the GPT. So with that, actually increase the efficiency and the UX significantly. When I sit with my engineers and my investigators and all that, it's mind-blowing to see our AI agent prototype is actually solving those problems, the investigation problem, much more efficient, right? You still need to be the expert, or like you still need to know some basics about if the AI is doing the right thing. It's mostly because of the hallucination, okay? And that's pretty dangerous, right? If like the stuff we're doing, the investigation we're doing is very mission critical. Like some of them we have to go to the judge to present to them that this is step by step how we do this. It has to be deterministic. It should be explainable, right? If your AI, especially LLM and GPT, those models, there's a big flaw there. Is they are subject to hallucination. I know the RAG, that's why we're building RAG to help it to address that problem, right? But the GPT, the entire algorithm has that problem, that fundamental problem deep in the DNA is the hallucination, right? So that's why we still have to have a quote unquote expert sitting in the loop, the human sitting in the loop to make sure that hallucination issue is being addressed. And this would be, it would be always be a problem.
Victor, I know that you have been tracking the AI space across last many years, and that's why I want to learn about your perspective on DeepSeek. Late last year, when the DeepSeek news came from China, we all got excited about it. So tell me, what were the real surprises coming out from DeepSeek? How do you think it can impact the trajectory of AI industry going forward?
I love this question, man. So what really shocked DeepSeek is not just because its reasonings and all this capability, right? That is its on par with the closed model like I just mentioned, right? It's really, if you are following DeepSeek, that they have this DeepSeek open source week, right? This entire open source week, I learned so much. It's amazing to hear people, to like the people, the experts in the AI, like openly share about how they do it, not just like purely marketing side of it, but they actually open up the source code. And when I read those papers, I feel like, oh wow, this is actually quite fundamental, right? Those reasoning. That's one of the aspects that we feel like can actually change the hallucinations and all that, right? Because now you can see how the AI is reasoning all that with 5 steps and all that, right? So those are great innovations here, right? I would hope that with the DeepSeek being a lot more open, then OpenAI and Soropids, those closed AI foundation model companies should feel the pressure, right? And then open up more about the technology. And it's good that we will be sitting on top of all this great open source foundation model. And look, like Sam implied, right? They spent $500 million to train their foundation model. And DeepSeek in the paper, they said it's only like $5 million, right? I tend to believe that statement, right? So it's, and then they use a lot of the tricks, I would say tricks, because it's the distill model, distill from some bigger foundation models and all that, right? Of course, it would be more cost effective, but as a founder, entrepreneur, and all that, this is the golden time to build a vertical solution in the AI.
Well said, Victor. Thank you so much for joining our show. I'm sure audience learned a lot from your insights.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here, Faisal. And thanks for the great questions. It's really inspiring.
Awesome. Cool. You're welcome. Thank you.
Cool.